Hello guys and welcome back. Now we're going to be talking about other things to do with zombie apocalypse. Now one of the things you have to remember in zombie apocalypse is, like, being the good guy is one of the most hardest things to do. You try and do things right by people and it can put you in a lot of danger because of that. You want a peaceful solution, other people don't want it. And sadly, you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do. Like, for example, kids. Now, this is a very sad fact to do with kids. But kids are going to be a big enemy in a zombie apocalypse. I'm sorry, but truthfully they are. Whether they're a zombie or not, kid zombies will be a lot smaller. So, they'll be a lot harder to notice. And then human kids and stuff. People are soft towards kids because they're kids, the children. That's the way we see them, the children. So like, oh, you can't be mean to a child, hello, how are you? You alright? And the next minute, that kid's pulling out a weapon on you, and you're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And you don't want to hurt him because they're a kid. And it starts to play with your mind and your conscience a bit, If I kill this kid, I'm doing something horrible. But sadly, truth of the matter is, in a zombie apocalypse, you're gonna have to do that sometimes. You're gonna have to kill that kid if it's either you or them. Pretty much, and that's the sadness of it. I mean, think about in Africa. In Africa, for example, you have kids with guns. The reason why they're so dangerous because people are so compassionate towards kids, they're proper nice towards kids, because they're kids. And then that kid points a gun at you, and that's it. Sorry, goodbye. Yeah. Sorry, goodbye. It's a sad topic to talk about, but truth of the matter is, in zombie apocalypse, it's got to happen. Now, pets, for example, another things to do with pets. Well, not another thing. I've not actually gone on about pets yet, but if you have any dogs and stuff, now, you have any dogs or cats, it's going to be very sad in a zombie apocalypse because that dog, you want a loyal companion, and that dog's been with you for years, it's part of the family and stuff, but what the one thing dogs do when they sense intruders? Bark. That's the one thing they do. They start barking their head off, and that's pretty much a big siren, a big alarm yelling, hello, zombies, we're over here, come get us, come on, we're over here. And that's a big issue, and if a zombie, if a zombie gets bit by a dog, if it can pass on to animals, then you're going to have a really big problem because animals are going to be a lot harder to kill than humans. Now, hopefully, it doesn't pass on to animals because that would be horrible. I mean, we'd hate to see something like out of Resident Evil, for example, with the bird and so. Oh, no. That'd just be crazy. So I hope it doesn't pass on to animals. If it doesn't, still, the infected bug could still kill your animal. And also, the animals also food for zombies as well. Same with cats. Cats, for example, like, fair enough. Yes, cats won't bark their head off and be like, "Hey, we're over here." But one thing cats always do is return home. So basically, a zombie sees a cat, food. Or its head's going, food. And then the cat begins to run away because it gets scared. But where does the cat begin to retreat to? If it's close by to your house, it's going to retreat home. And then that zombie is going to think, food, run, go get the food. If it can run, if it can't, if it's a walker like in The Walking Dead, then that'd be so much better than running, because running will be really bad in a zombie apocalypse. Now, that zombie's going to follow that cat, and then that puts you at danger because the cat's just led them back to you. And also, if your crew is ever starving, those animals are going to look pretty tasty. Your group is going to be starving, they're going to want food, and fair enough, you may get the lucky group where they won't resort to cannibalism and try and eat each other. But that animal, though, for example, they're going to be thinking, well, we've got to survive out here. I'm sorry I'm going to have to kill your animal. You're going to get in defense of your animal, and then you could end up dead because you're defending your animal. Sadly, I mean, if you're on your own, and you're cut off from the world, zombies aren't a big issue, then you can keep your dog. But if you're going to have a big group of survivors and stuff like that. I suggest the best thing to do would be to basically, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say this, as well as the kids, I'm gonna have to die. And that's a sad matter of the truth. Now, bodies rot and they stink. So you're going to want somewhere quite close to your base where you can put zombies and burn the bodies, you know, gets rid of the infection and stuff, burns away the disease and stuff like that. And you're going to want somewhere where it's not too far away, so you're not holding a load of dead bodies, but it's not too close to it's not too close to your base at the same time, because if it's too close to your base, you know, the smell of the burning corpse is still going to go, and the smoke trails are going to go in the air. And the way you can tell if smoke's still burning, if smoke's still burning, smoke will be black. If smoke's no longer burning, it'll start to go white. And that's basically like a big smoke flare, smoke signal to any human survivors in the area. There are humans nearby. And one sad thing is, whenever you have something nice in Zombie Apocalypse, somewhere safe, other people want it because that means their safety. Roofs, for example, if you live in an apartment complex, it could be a good idea to start growing plants on the roofs. Plenty of sunlight, rain, stuff like that. Use buckets and whatnot to capture the rain and stuff, but who knows? Crazy thing about it is, rivers, rain, etc. could carry the infection. We don't actually know. It depends, because water evaporates, and if any zombies have gone into a lake, that water's begun to evaporate, or something or the other. That's going to go up with the rain into the clouds, come back down, it could infect you. We don't actually know what could actually happen in Zombie Apocalypse, and most people never think about that. You never really see that in movies either, with rain actually infecting people, but it could happen. That's the thing you need to think about. It gets into the blood enters the water, it evaporates, infected water, rains down, could possibly infect you. So if that's not the case, then I suggest putting like water buckets out there, collecting as much water from the rain, taking advantage. Now, me being in the UK, I've got a big advantage in the sense of it rains here a lot. So, you know, we don't have to worry about extreme heat all the time, because we rarely ever get that. Well, where I live anyway, we rarely ever get like really hot heat. Like if somewhere like London or something, then for example, then you know, they do have a lot better weather than what I do. So, you know, it could get a lot hotter there, but we don't have to worry about water dehydration as much from the heat and stuff like that. We have a healthy supply of water, and any flat complexes with a straight roof and stuff can be used for growing plants, and plants can be useful if you can get medical plants, medical seeds for growing medical plants, which could be useful, and that'd be brilliant. You know, growing food and stuff, that'd be brilliant, because you're gonna need some sorts of food. If your supplies have run out, that's what you got to rely on. And the great thing is about some fruits and vegetables is you can take out the seeds inside of the fruit and vegetable and replant. Like that for example is things with tomatoes, or I believe strawberries as well, possibly. So the great thing about that is you have a healthy source of food coming in. I mean, it does take a while to grow, so it's not completely healthy. But if you have a large quantity of it and not too big of a group, then that's going to be wonderful. Now, in terms of group sizes, a big advantage to having a big group is you have more people to watch your back, more people to watch the base, and more people to basically help out with doing chores and stuff. But the bad side is to having more people, it means more food is consumed, more supplies are consumed, and that's a big issue. Plus, it's a lot harder to move around in a big group than a small group, because you're a lot easier to see because there's a large number of you. Whereas a small group, however, great advantage is food doesn't run out as quick. It's able to be spread out a lot more, and also it's easier to maneuver around without, you know, people seeing you and stuff like that, because there'll be less of you. But that also means less people to drive cars for supplies and stuff. And also, you've also got the issue of you've not got as many people to watch your back and watch the base when you're out and stuff like that, and that could be a big problem because the less people you leave at your base, which means, sorry, it's done the screensaver thing again, stupidly. The less people you have at your base, the less people you have to defend, and then that puts you at a big issue because of the fact that, well, basically, your base can be overtaken. So you got to weigh in the pros and cons, and stuff like that. So I suggest going for the best thing is a medium-sized group if possible. Unless you have a guaranteed way that you're somewhere completely safe and you're guaranteed you've got like a huge cropping grain to bring back into feeding your group and stuff like that. But one thing you're going to want to do in Zombie Apocalypse is possibly taking more people. But you take too many in, it can become a problem. You see, humans crack under emotional stress and stuff like that, and that's the sadness of the reality. Is if someone's loved one gets infected and you want to do something about it, they're gonna have a problem with it. They could try killing you because they don't want the family member to die. So if you can, I suggest the best thing you can do is possibly isolate that person that has been infected in somewhere safe where they can't get out, but not to make them feel like alien, you know, they've been like completely singled out, you know. Give them somewhere accommodatable, you know, somewhere comfy and stuff, you know. Let's not be horrible and lock them in cages and stuff like that, you know. And let's actually, you know, be nice to them and stuff like that. And then one of the best things to do is wait till they die, then stab them in the head after they've died. And then that way, the person always has a memory of them being human rather than coming back as a zombie. And they won't have a problem with you doing it because the person will already be dead, therefore you're not actually harming them. And that makes it a lot more peaceful of the outcome for you and your group. An emotion can affect people in strange ways. You know, anger can cause people to make stupid decisions. Fear is one of the biggest things. You never know when your friend's going to turn around and throw you into the wolves because he wants to save himself. And that's the harshness of reality. Now, in terms of cars, I say, for example, if you want to maneuver around silently, you want to get a car with a quiet engine that's good for fuel consumption, because not all the gas pumps are going to be loaded with fuel. I mean, at the start, yes, but you get later into a zombie apocalypse, not really. So you're going to want a way to be able to get fuel and consume it well. And you want something quiet so you can move around without attracting too many zombies. Now, see, the thing is with a big truck or something, is they're slow and they make a lot of noise, and that's a big issue when you got zombies nearby. You're pretty much giving a big siren going, hello, come get me, I'm in a slow moving vehicle, it's perfect for you to come and surround me and eat me. And that's it, you're dead, goodbye, sorry. But the problem is with a quiet car or a small car is not much storage space and less room for passengers as well. So it's good to have a decent selection, like maybe get yourself a small car, a medium-sized car, and possibly a van or something with a decent amount of speed and good fuel consumption and stuff, you know, for moving stuff around. And armoured buses and stuff, like, I understand the idea of it, but they're slow. That's a big issue. I mean, like, yes, you can run zombies over, but say you run into a swarm of them, say there's a couple hundred in your path. Their body parts are going to get wedged inside of your wheels, they're going to stick the vehicle, and they're going to slow you down dramatically, and then that's it. You're pretty much a big Meals on Wheels for them. They're going to be coming, they're going to be like, I'm going to eat you, goodbye. No, so it's one of the things you have to consider. Like, every pro there seems to be a con. And that's the sadness of reality in the zombie apocalypse. There's pros and cons, and near enough anything. The possibilities are endless. You never know. It's not like in the movies where help arrives just in time. There's going to be times where you're on your own and you're going to have to pig it out on your own. You've got no choice. And that's the harshness of the reality of the fact of a zombie apocalypse. Now, I think I'm going to possibly end the video here for part 2. Because I don't want to go on for too long. I don't want people to get bored and stuff. And that's it for part 2. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Peace.